The night sky over Earth was calm, peaceful even. Cities glowed like scattered jewels from orbit. Satellites moved silently above, keeping watch, scanning for any sign of danger. Humanity had grown proud. They believed the stars were distant, quiet, and safe. But no one on Earth knew they were being watched, and not just watched, but studied, judged, and soon, targeted. Commander Elena Reyes stood in the control room of the Earth Space Defense Headquarters. Screens flickered with data from satellites, telescopes, and deep space radar. Her sharp eyes scanned the readings, looking for any anomaly. Everything seemed normal. Too normal. "Nothing unusual, ma'am," said Lieutenant Harris, tapping on a holographic display. "The arrays are stable, no incoming objects." Elena nodded slowly. Something didn't feel right. She had learned over years of training and experience that danger often arrived without warning. And tonight, her instincts screamed at her. At that moment, the calm shattered. A sudden burst of light erupted from the communications satellite orbiting just above the Pacific. One instant, the array was there. The next, it was gone. "What the?" Harris stammered. Alarms blared across the control room. Red lights flashed, casting long shadows across the tense faces of the officers. Data streamed across the screens, in chaotic patterns. The satellite had been destroyed. Not malfunctioned, not hit by debris, destroyed. Elena's mind raced. "Display the trajectory," she ordered. "Tell me what hit it." Dr. Raj Patel, the lead astrophysicist, appeared at her side. He studied the data quickly, his eyes widening in shock. "Commander, this isn't Earth technology. The object, or weapon, came from outside the solar system, fast, precise, completely unlike anything we've ever seen." Elena felt a cold weight settle in her chest. "Aliens?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Raj didn't answer immediately. He shook his head as if still trying to process. "It could be, but if it is, they know we're here. They know we have defenses, and they don't care." A broadcast from the United Nations headquarters interrupted. World leaders appeared. On screens across the control room, their faces tense. Messages of shock and confusion poured in from every continent. Panic was rising fast. Earth was united in fear, though they didn't yet know who or what had just attacked them. Elena straightened, forcing herself to remain calm. Fear was dangerous in moments like these. It clouded judgment, slowed reaction, and right now, the world needed leadership. "Prepare full alert," she commanded. "All orbital defense systems ready. All military units stand by. I want every nation on Earth connected and coordinated. If this is the start of a war, we will fight." The next hours were a blur. Satellites monitored every inch of the sky. Radar picked up objects moving faster than anything known to man, darting through the solar system with impossible speed. Earth scrambled fighter drones and deployed missile systems, but nothing seemed fast enough to catch the intruders. On the surface, civilians watched the skies in terror. Social media exploded with images and speculation. News anchors struggled to explain what was happening. Some claimed meteors, others speculated on secret government weapons, but the truth was far more terrifying. Humanity was under attack, and they hadn't even seen the enemy. Elena gathered her team in the command room. "We need to understand them," she said firmly. "We can't fight what we don't know. Dr. Patel, your team, analyze every piece of data we have. Find patterns, anything. How they move, what they hit, their speed, their weapons. We need answers before they hit again." Raj nodded. "I've already started. From what I can tell, their weapons are energy-based, but not, like ours, faster, deadlier. Even our satellites couldn't withstand the impact. It's like they can destroy things before we even see them." Elena's jaw tightened. "Then we need to be faster, smarter. Humanity isn't going to sit quietly and wait to be wiped out." By dawn, the first reports of damage came in. A remote communications array in the Arctic had been obliterated. A mining station on the moon reported strange interference and then silence. No lives were lost yet, but the message was clear. These attackers were testing humanity, measuring response, gauging defenses. In a War Council meeting, leaders from around the world joined via hologram. The air was tense. Some wanted immediate retaliation, others called for caution. Arguments flew, but Elena's voice cut through the chaos. They attacked first, they took the choice from us. We have two options. Do nothing and pray they leave, or respond with everything we have. Humanity does not cower. We fight, we survive, we adapt. Her words resonated. A silence followed, broken only by the hum of computers. Finally, General Marcus Kane, head of the Combined Earth Forces, spoke. Commander Reyes is right. We'll prepare a coordinated strike, but we need time to understand their technology. One misstep, and we could lose everything. Elena nodded. Then we buy time and prepare. We study them, we learn, and we strike when we are ready. Meanwhile, Raj Patel worked tirelessly with his team. Data streams poured in from destroyed satellites and long-range telescopes. He noticed strange patterns in the alien movements, almost as if they were probing, looking for weaknesses. They're not just attacking randomly, he explained to Elena. They're testing our defenses, trying to predict what we'll do. But there's something they haven't accounted for. Our ingenuity, our ability to think differently. We can't match their weapons yet, but we can outthink them. Elena felt a spark of hope. Then, that's what we'll do. We'll outthink them. We'll show them that humanity is not weak, that we will survive and fight back. That evening, the sky lit up again. Objects streaked across orbit faster than human eyes could follow. Satellites were destroyed in flashes of brilliant light. Earth trembled under the shock waves, and for a moment the world felt small and fragile. But then, across cities and towns, people began to act. Military personnel took positions, engineers worked on defense systems, and civilians organized to protect each other. The fear was real, but so was determination. Humanity would not kneel. Not tonight. Not ever. Elena watched the chaos from the command room, her mind focused. Prepare for the next wave, she ordered. We may not know their limits, but we will find them. And when we do, Earth will answer. Outside, in the blackness of space, the alien fleet moved silently. They had expected an easy conquest. They had assumed weakness, disorganization, and fear. But Earth was different. Humans were unpredictable, relentless, and clever, and though the aliens did not yet understand it, they had just awakened a force they could not even imagine. A force that would soon fight back with firepower beyond their comprehension. And somewhere deep in the control room, Elena whispered, to herself, almost as a promise, they attacked first, and we will make them regret it. The first strike had come, and humanity had survived. But this was only the beginning. The stars were no longer distant and peaceful. They were a battlefield, and Earth was ready to defend itself. The first strike had shaken Earth, but it had not broken it. Across the globe, humans were awake now. Governments, scientists, and soldiers worked together, pooling knowledge, technology, and courage. Humanity had been forced into war, and war demanded innovation. Commander Elena Reyes returned to the Earth Space Defense Headquarters after a restless night. She had barely slept, but neither had anyone else. The attacks had been sudden, violent, and unrelenting, but they had also exposed weaknesses in the alien strategy. That was their opening. Status report, she demanded, stepping into the command room. Screens glowed with live feeds from satellites, orbital drones, and space-based weapons platforms. Lieutenant Harris pointed to the first display. The remaining satellites are fully operational. The orbital railgun systems are charging. Prototype drones are ready for deployment. Elena raised an eyebrow. Prototype? Harris nodded. They were untested until last night. We only managed small trials before the attack. Elena's jaw tightened. Then this is their first real test in combat. Good. Let's see if humans can outthink what's faster, stronger, and deadlier than anything we've ever faced. Meanwhile, Dr. Raj Patel and his team worked tirelessly. in a lab beneath the Miao command center. Massive computers hummed, analyzing data from destroyed satellites. Every movement of the alien weapons, every speed and trajectory was studied. Every piece of alien debris was measured, scanned, and catalogued. "They're precise," Raj muttered, staring at the holographic display. "Faster than light speed, projectiles. Yet their paths are predictable if we calculate carefully. It's all pattern and rhythm. They assume we can't see it, but we can." Elena looked over his shoulder. "Then show me. How do we fight back?" Raj adjusted the display. "We can't match them directly with speed or firepower, but we can outthink them. I've designed a series of orbital intercepts and decoy systems. The drones will simulate our fleet, draw them into a trap, and the railguns will strike when they expect nothing. Timing and placement are our weapons." Elena nodded, understanding the plan. Humans might be slower, but they were clever. Where the aliens relied on raw speed and destructive force, humans relied on ingenuity, and that would be their advantage. Across the world, engineers worked around the clock. Spaceports in the United States, China, Russia, and Europe were busy, retrofitting old satellites into combat drones. Underground labs produced new energy shields, fast-tracking technology that was meant to be decades away. Humanity's engineers were no longer limited by politics or funding. They were fueled by survival. On the first day of counteraction, Earth's orbital defense network activated. Hundreds of drones moved in patterns, drawing the alien scouts into traps. Railguns powered by newly developed kinetic energy systems fired with pinpoint accuracy, striking enemy ships in orbit. Explosions lit the blackness of space like fireworks. Aliens who had expected a weak, fragmented world were caught off guard. Their ships were designed to strike fear and destroy with precision, but humans had learned to adapt quickly. The unexpected interception and counterattacks left several alien vessels drifting, disabled and burning. In the command room, Elena watched with satisfaction. "They expected chaos," she said. "Instead, they found order. And they're learning, fast if they even can." Lieutenant Harris frowned. "They're retreating, ma'am. But they're regrouping at a distance. They'll come back stronger." Elena's expression hardened. "Good. Let them come back. Every strike they take, every mistake they make, is data we can use. Humanity fights smarter than brute force, alone. And we will win because of it." As the orbital battle raged, civilians across Earth watched the skies. They saw strange lights, brief flashes, and occasional explosions high above. Fear was still present, but so was awe. Humans had never seen anything like this before, yet for the first time they also saw hope. Humanity was not helpless. They were fighting back and winning small victories. In one lab, Dr. Patel discovered a new insight. "Commander, I think I understand part of their weakness," he said, pointing at a pattern of alien movements. "They are extremely specialized. Each ship has a unique function. They assume that coordination will be perfect, but if we disrupt communication even slightly, their formation falls apart." Elena's eyes lit up. "Then we exploit that. Every strike, every decoy, every trap, they won't anticipate it. Humans adapt. They don't follow rigid rules. That is our advantage." The next wave of human attacks focused on this insight. Stealth drones jammed alien communications while orbital railguns struck critical points. Aliens, who had assumed an easy path to victory, found themselves struggling against a force that moved unpredictably, struck without warning, and adapted with astonishing speed. Even on the moon, human engineers were hard at work. A mining station, previously vulnerable, was converted into a small orbital base. From there, humans launched reconnaissance drones to observe alien movements closer than ever. These drones returned with photographs and measurements, helping Raj refine strategies for the next attack. General Marcus Kane, observing from the military command center, shook his head in disbelief. "They assumed we'd be a slow, easy target. They didn't count on our ability to turn every piece of technology into a weapon. They didn't count on human courage." Elena agreed. "It's not just the weapons, Marcus. It's the people. Every engineer, every pilot, every soldier and civilian working together. That is what they can't understand. That is what they cannot conceive. The aliens, meanwhile, began to realize their underestimation of Earth's response. Their attacks were met with unexpected resistance. They adapted slowly, but humans adapted faster. Every strike they delivered was met with countermeasures, decoys, and traps. Their strategy, once flawless, was now flawed. Despite the victories, losses were heavy. Several orbital drones were destroyed. Communication satellites were lost. Human lives were at stake, both in orbit and on Earth. But the resilience was remarkable. Humanity continued to fight, learning with every engagement. By the end of the first full day of counterattacks, Earth had gained a significant advantage. Alien scouts had been destroyed or captured. Key technology had been analyzed, giving humans a clearer understanding of the enemy's capabilities. The first successful strike was a signal, a warning to the invaders. In a final meeting that night, Elena addressed her team. They thought they could destroy us in one strike. They assumed fear would dominate. But we have shown them that humans are not predictable. Humans are not weak. We adapt, we fight, and we survive. Tomorrow, we will take that lesson further. We will continue to turn their technology against them, and we will show them the firepower they cannot even conceive. Raj Patel added quietly, "Commander, I believe we are only beginning to see what humans are capable of. If we keep this pace, we can force them to retreat." Elena smiled grimly. "Then let's make sure they learn that lesson quickly. Humanity doesn't wait for survival. We create it. And we will make them regret ever thinking Earth was an easy target." Outside, the night sky above Earth was quiet again, but it was different. Stars seemed brighter, more alive. Satellites continued their watch, drones stood ready, and humans, ordinary, clever, and determined, were ready for whatever came next. The first strike had come and failed to crush the spirit of Earth. Somewhere in the distance, alien scouts observed silently, their confidence shaken. Earth was not weak. Earth was unpredictable, and the humans were awake. For Commander Elena Reyes and the entire planet, the message was clear. The fight had begun, and humanity would answer every attack with ingenuity, courage, and firepower beyond anything the invaders had imagined. The battle for survival was far from over. But Earth had taken the first steps in turning fear into strength, weakness into innovation, and despair into determination. Humanity had unleashed itself. The silence of space was deceiving. To the naked eye, the stars glittered peacefully as if nothing had changed. But Commander Elena Reyes knew better. The war had shifted. Humanity was no longer reacting. They were striking. In the Earth space, Defense Headquarters, screens lit up with data from every orbital sensor. The alien fleet had regrouped beyond Mars, attempting to reassess their attacks after the devastating countermeasures Earth had deployed. They had expected disorganized panic, but instead, they found humans adapting, learning, and hitting back. Elena stood before her command team, her eyes sharp with determination. "Today we go on the offensive. For too long we've been reacting. Now we choose where to strike." Lieutenant Harris pointed to the holographic display. "We've identified several weak points in their formation, Commander. Ships designed for defense, vulnerable if attacked simultaneously." Dr. Raj Patel stepped forward, eyes scanning patterns and calculations. "Their systems are fast but rigid. They react according to protocols, assuming we will act predictably. But we won't. We'll use stealth drones and synchronized railgun. Strikes to hit multiple targets at once. They won't be ready." Elena nodded. "Good. Prepare the fleets, deploy the drones, and make sure the railguns are calibrated. Every shot counts." Far above Earth, humanity's orbital fleet stirred into action. Newly retrofitted stealth drones darted through the blackness, invisible to alien sensors. Railguns charged with kinetic energy, glowing faintly as magnetic coils built tension. The humans had taken what they learned from alien attacks and transformed it into a weapon system the invaders could not anticipate. Captain Liu, piloting a stealth fighter in orbit, glanced at his squadron. "Remember, they expect us to fight. Like them, fast, direct, aggressive. We'll do the opposite. Hit hard, disappear, confuse them. Keep them guessing." Below, Dr. Patel monitored alien communication channels captured by jamming drones. Their command network is vulnerable, he said. If we disrupt it, their coordination will collapse. Timing will be everything. Elena gave the order. Then we move. Initiate counterstrike. The first wave of human drones accelerated toward the alien fleet. Silent, precise, and deadly, they darted between the larger enemy ships. They transmitted false signals, simulating entire fleets in places where no humans were present. The aliens, expecting direct confrontation, scrambled to adjust, and then the railguns fired. The projectiles moved at incredible speeds, faster than anything the alien vessels could intercept. One by one, critical components of the alien fleet were destroyed. Explosions erupted in space, lighting up the darkness like bursts of fireworks. The invaders had never seen anything like it. They had expected a slow, fragmented enemy, but humans were coordinated, precise, and relentless. Captain Liu maneuvered his stealth fighter to intercept an alien scout ship attempting to flee. With skillful piloting, he targeted the ship's engines and disabled it without killing the crew. They needed intelligence, and he knew the value of capturing over destroying. Back at headquarters, Elena watched the battle unfold. They expected fear. They expected hesitation. They didn't expect humans who adapt in real time. This is the difference. Dr. Patel nodded. And it's working. They are beginning to make mistakes. Their formation is breaking down. Coordination is failing. They can't keep up with our unpredictability. On Earth, people followed live feeds of the counterstrike. Fear had been replaced with pride. Ordinary, civilians saw their soldiers, scientists and engineers working together in perfect harmony, turning technology into weapons of survival. Humanity was proving itself not through overwhelming firepower alone, but through ingenuity, teamwork, and courage. The alien command was in chaos. Their ships, designed to react swiftly, struggled to adapt to the humans' unconventional tactics. Signals were misinterpreted, formations fractured, and several high-value vessels were hit. The aliens realized too late that they had underestimated the enemy. Elena seized the opportunity. "Prepare the second wave," she ordered. "This is our moment. Hit them where they think we can't. Strike simultaneously from multiple directions. They won't survive this." The second wave was a masterpiece of coordination. Railguns fired from orbital stations, drones intercepted reinforcements, and stealth fighters struck from angles the aliens had not considered. One alien vessel attempted to flee toward Jupiter, only to be trapped by human strategy. Within hours, several enemy ships were destroyed, others disabled, and the remaining forces forced to retreat. In the command room, Elena allowed herself a moment to breathe. "They thought they could conquer Earth in one strike," she said quietly. "They assumed speed and firepower alone would win. They forgot one thing: humans think, adapt, and fight together." Dr. Patel, still focused on his calculations, added, "They are intelligent but predictable in rigidity. They've been forced to improvise, and humans are better at improvising under pressure. This is turning into a war of minds, not just weapons." Meanwhile, Captain Liu returned from his mission, docking his stealth fighter in the orbital hangar. He reported success, but his face showed fatigue. "They're not gone," he said. "They're regrouping, but we hit them hard. If we keep pressure, we can keep them on the defensive." Elena nodded. "Exactly. We do not let them recover. They attacked first. Now they learn that Earth strikes back, and with precision they cannot comprehend." In a quiet moment, Elena reflected on the human spirit she had witnessed. The soldiers, engineers, and scientists, all ordinary people thrust into extraordinary circumstances, had risen to the occasion. They had faced an enemy unlike anything in human history and had not faltered. Humanity was not just surviving. It was winning its first victories. But Elena knew this was only the beginning. The aliens were far from defeated. They had resources, technology, and experience that humans had never faced before. Yet humans had something far more dangerous in the eyes of the invaders: unpredictability, creativity, courage. Raj Patel spoke again, eyes scanning the alien formations on the screens. "Commander, we now have enough data to anticipate their next moves. If we continue this approach, we can force them to retreat or even destroy key parts of their fleet before they touch Earth." Elena smiled grimly. "Then we keep striking. They attacked first. They will learn that humans do not forgive, do not forget, and do not surrender." The battle raged for hours, each side testing the other. Alien ships fired energy weapons that had devastated satellites and space stations just days ago. But now, humans had shields and evasive tactics that minimized the damage. Railguns struck with deadly accuracy, disabling engines, communication, arrays, and weapon systems. Every hit was a lesson learned, every maneuver, a trap set for the next strike. By nightfall, the alien fleet had been forced into retreat, withdrawing beyond Mars to regroup. Humanity had won a significant counterstrike, not just destroying ships, but proving a point. Earth was not defenseless. Earth was capable, clever, and deadly when cornered. In the aftermath, Elena addressed her command team. "They underestimated us, as all enemies do at first. But they will not make that mistake again. Humanity has shown what it is capable of. We adapt. We survive. And when necessary, we strike back harder than they can imagine." Lieutenant Harris smiled. "Commander, they will think twice before attacking Earth again." Elena's eyes hardened, with resolve. "They may think twice, but next time we will be ready not just to defend, but to destroy. This war has only begun, and humanity has only just unleashed its true potential." As Earth's orbital fleet returned to base and the damaged satellites were repaired, the world below looked up at the night sky, unaware of the precise maneuvers that had just saved the planet. They saw streaks of light and explosions far above, but they felt hope. Humans were fighting back, and they were winning their first victories. Somewhere deep in alien space, commanders observed the unexpected resilience of humans. They noted the ingenuity, the speed of adaptation, and the unpredictability. The reports came back to alien leadership. Earth was no easy target. The humans were dangerous, more dangerous than they had ever imagined. Elena Reyes knew that this was just the start. The aliens would return, stronger and more determined. But humanity had learned something vital. They could fight back. They could think faster, strike smarter, and survive where others might fall. And most importantly, they could teach the universe that humans were not to be underestimated. For now, Earth had taken the offensive. Humanity had shown its firepower, cunning, and courage. They had forced the enemy to retreat and had claimed the first victories in a war that would test every human skill, every ounce of bravery, and every spark of ingenuity. The day the aliens arrived, the world held its breath. For months, humanity had been testing them in space, striking at their fleet, and learning their tactics. But now, the invaders had brought their war directly to Earth's doorstep. Commander, Elena Reyes stood on a command platform overlooking a fortified city. Below, military units moved in formation. Tanks, artillery, drones, and infantry were ready. Above, orbital weapons hummed quietly, waiting for orders. Humanity was prepared, not completely, but enough to fight with determination. "Status report," Elena demanded, her voice steady despite the tension. Lieutenant Harris checked his console. "Orbital railguns and intercept drones are fully operational. Ground defense is ready. Civilian evacuation underway. Aliens have been detected entering the upper atmosphere." Elena's jaw tightened. "Then we give them a welcome they won't forget." The first ships pierced Earth's atmosphere, descending like dark shadows against the sky. Towering alien craft, larger than anything human engineers had built, unleashed energy weapons that scorched fields and shattered buildings. Cities trembled under the attack. Civilians screamed as panic spread, but military units held their positions. Soldiers had been trained, drills repeated, and defensive strategies refined over months. Humanity would not fold. Not now, not ever. Dr. Raj Patel monitored alien communications from a secure underground lab. "Commander, Their landing patterns are predictable. They're overconfident, expecting resistance to collapse quickly. But their arrogance is our advantage. Elena nodded. Then we exploit it. Activate the decoy fields and target critical points. Keep them guessing. Above the cities, orbital drones swooped down, using stealth technology to disrupt alien sensors. Railgun strikes disabled several descending ships before they could reach the ground. The aliens had expected easy landings, but human defenses turned every approach into a deadly obstacle course. On the streets, militia units, ordinary civilians trained to fight, moved alongside soldiers. Engineers had converted vehicles into mobile weapon platforms. Even simple tools became deadly in human hands. Earth's people were determined to protect their home. Captain Liu flew a stealth fighter low over the city, taking out alien artillery positions. "They're strong," he radioed, "but not invincible. Keep the pressure." Elena coordinated from above, issuing commands to every unit in real time. "Remember, they may have firepower, but we have ingenuity. Move unpredictably. Strike where they do not expect. Use the terrain to our advantage. Humanity survives because we adapt." The aliens were taken aback. They had never encountered an enemy so organized under direct attack. Every building, every street, every defensive position was calculated for maximum effect. Energy beams that had destroyed satellites now struck shields or misfired against clever traps. One alien landing pod hit a fortified plaza, expecting chaos. But humans had dug trenches, positioned explosives, and rigged magnetic disruptors. The pod was disabled instantly, sending alien troops scrambling. Soldiers and civilians working together pushed back with a precision that stunned the invaders. In another part of the city, Raj Patel observed alien troops attempting to adapt. They're improvising, but slowly. Their protocol slows them. Humanity is faster. We react in seconds, they calculate in minutes. Elena's eyes scanned the battlefield through her command interface. Then we keep them off balance. Never let them settle. Strike, retreat, strike again. They will learn fear. The battle raged across multiple fronts. Some alien ships broke through, causing destruction, but they faced fierce resistance. Railguns, orbital drones, and guerrilla tactics forced the invaders to reconsider their strategy. Each advance they made was met with unexpected counterattacks. Amid the chaos, ordinary humans displayed extraordinary courage. Civilians helped evacuate wounded, guided children to safety, and assisted soldiers in fortifying positions. Engineers repaired damaged weapon systems under fire. Humanity's strength was not in sheer power, it was in unity, creativity, and relentless determination. Captain Liu radioed in excitement. "Commander, we've trapped one of their main dropships. It can't move without exposing itself to railgun fire. We can destroy it entirely." Elena smiled grimly. "Do it, and make sure it counts. Show them what happens when they underestimate Earth." The strike was precise. Energy beams and kinetic projectiles disabled the dropship entirely. Alien troops inside were trapped and forced to surrender. Humanity captured valuable technology, including energy shields and alien communication devices. Each success gave humans insight into the enemy's weaknesses. Meanwhile, Raj Patel analyzed the alien command network. "Commander, their leadership is panicking. Communication lines are disrupted and subordinate units are acting independently. They can't coordinate effectively. This is our chance." Elena nodded. "Then we press. Focus all forces on critical targets, command pods, supply chains, and landing ships. Make this invasion fail before they realize what's happening." The aliens, frustrated by their inability to control the battlefield, began making reckless attacks. Some ships accelerated, too quickly, losing stability. Others fired at empty positions, wasting precious energy. Humanity exploited every mistake. On the ground, humans pushed back alien troops using ingenious traps and environmental advantages. Explosives were hidden in rubble. Streets were rigged with EMP devices to disable alien suits. Even the simplest objects, pipes, vehicles, debris became deadly when humans fought together. Elena watched the progress, heart pounding. Every victory counts. Every trapped ship, every captured weapon, every retreating alien is proof that humanity cannot be conquered. Hours passed. The alien invasion faltered. Ships that had landed were destroyed or captured. Troops either surrendered or retreated. Energy weapons that once seemed unstoppable were now neutralized by human tactics. Finally, the alien command realized the invasion had failed. Their leadership ordered a retreat. Remaining ships lifted off, leaving a battered but unbroken Earth behind. Humanity had survived, fought back, and won a crucial victory. Elena allowed herself a brief moment of relief, but she did not celebrate. This was only one attack, she reminded her team. They will return. They may bring more ships, more firepower. But today we proved that humanity is unpredictable, adaptable, and united. That is our greatest weapon. Raj Patel smiled faintly. And they still don't understand it. They cannot conceive the creativity and courage humans show under pressure. That is what makes us dangerous. Elena nodded. Exactly. They will think twice before coming back. But we must be ready. Always ready. As the smoke cleared and humans began to rebuild their cities, a sense of pride spread across Earth. People had faced a direct invasion and survived. Engineers repaired orbital defenses. Soldiers trained for the next wave. Civilians worked to strengthen fortifications. Humanity had turned fear into action, weakness into resilience. Captain Liu landed his fighter and stepped out, watching the city he had helped defend. They thought they could take us easily, he said softly. They were wrong. Humanity doesn't surrender. Elena joined him, eyes scanning the horizon. And they will never underestimate us again. Not now, not ever. Across the world, news of the alien invasion spread, along with stories of human courage, ingenuity, and unity. Humanity had faced extinction and had fought back with every tool, every tactic, and every ounce of determination. Somewhere in deep space, alien commanders analyzed the failed invasion. Their reports noted a terrifying pattern. Humans were unpredictable, adaptive, and relentless. Their firepower was strong, but their ingenuity was stronger. The conclusion was clear. The enemy they had dismissed as primitive had become their greatest threat. Back on Earth, Elena Reyes addressed the world via secure broadcast. They attacked first, she said, voice steady and strong. They brought fire and destruction to our home. But we fought back, and we survived. Humanity has proven that we will not be conquered. We are clever, we are united, and we will defend our planet with every resource, every idea, and every human heart. Let this be a warning to anyone who doubts our resolve. Earth does not kneel. Earth fights, and Earth prevails. The message echoed across the globe, inspiring hope, courage, and determination. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged victorious. But the war was far from over. The aliens had retreated, but they would return. And when they did, humanity would be ready, not just to survive, but to dominate the battle with firepower, ingenuity, and courage they could never imagine. For now, Earth stood tall, the invasion had failed, humanity had defended its home, and humanity had learned a lesson that would never be forgotten. When threatened, humans fought back, not just with weapons, but with brains, bravery, and unity. The stars above Earth had never seemed so alive. The war had shifted from fear to determination, from defense to offense. Humanity had survived the first attacks, repelled the invasion, and learned the alien tactics. But now, it was time to take the fight to the enemy. Commander Elena Reyes stood in the newly fortified Earth Space Defense Headquarters. Screens covered the walls, showing live feeds from satellites, orbital drones, and newly constructed deep space strike platforms. Every human eye watching from space and Earth shared a single thought. This was the moment to strike decisively. Status report, Elena demanded, her voice steady and commanding. Lieutenant Harris activated a holographic display. Commander, the fleet is ready. Railguns, orbital drones, stealth fighters, and energy shields are fully operational. Deep space reconnaissance shows the alien command ships regrouping near the outer edge of the asteroid belt. They have taken heavy losses, but their main force is still intact. Dr. Raj Patel stepped forward, pointing at the display. Their command network is weakened. If we strike smartly, we can disable their leadership and force a full retreat. Or worse, destroy their fleet entirely. Their ships are strong, but they depend on coordination. Without it, they are vulnerable. Elena nodded. Then we hit them where it hurts. Synchronize all forces. Timing, precision, and unpredictability will be our greatest weapons. Human. Fleets moved into position across the solar system. Stealth fighters and drones patrolled the asteroid belt, scouting enemy positions. Railguns on orbital stations and satellites were fully loaded. For the first time, humanity was not merely defending, it was leading the attack. Captain Liu led a squadron of stealth fighters through the asteroid field. "Keep your formation tight," he radioed. "The aliens won't expect us to navigate. This terrain at this speed will strike first and they won't know what hit them." Elena monitored the progress from headquarters. "Remember, we are not just fighting ships, we are fighting their strategy. Disrupt command, isolate units, and force mistakes. Humans are faster in adaptation. Use it." Dr. Patel analyzed captured alien technology. Their shields are strong, but they are directional and energy-intensive. If we concentrate fire from multiple angles, we can penetrate them. It will take perfect timing, but humans are capable of perfect timing. The first strike began. Drones darted ahead of the fleet, simulating larger attacks, forcing alien vessels to maneuver into positions that exposed vulnerabilities. Railguns fired with precision, disabling engines and weapon systems. Alien ships tried to respond, but humans had anticipated every move, every calculation. Captain Liu targeted an alien command ship. "Engaging main vessel. Covering fire ready." His stealth fighters struck from multiple directions simultaneously, bypassing shields and disabling critical systems. The alien crew struggled to respond, overwhelmed by the speed and unpredictability of human tactics. On Earth, civilians watched live feeds in awe and relief. Humanity had come a long way from panic and fear. They saw bravery, skill, and ingenuity in every maneuver. Humans were proving not just their strength, but their creativity and adaptability, things the aliens could not understand. Elena gave the order. "Prepare the final phase. Strike all critical points at once. Show them that humanity does not forgive. Show them that Earth will defend itself beyond comprehension." The final assault was a symphony of coordination. Railguns fired simultaneously. From multiple orbits, stealth drones disrupted remaining alien communications. Human fighters struck weak points in shields and engines. Every action was calculated, every movement precise yet unpredictable. Alien ships began to falter. Their command network collapsed under the human assault. Subordinate units acted independently, trying to escape, but found themselves isolated and destroyed. One by one, alien vessels were disabled or captured. Humanity's ingenuity had turned the tide of the war. Captain Liu radioed in triumph. "Main command ship disabled. Remaining fleet retreating." Elena allowed herself a moment to breathe. The humans had done the impossible. They had taken an enemy that had once seemed invincible and brought it to its knees. But she knew the war was not just about destruction. It was about proving humanity's place in the stars. Dr. Patel analyzed the captured alien vessels. "Their technology is powerful, yes," he said, "but limited. They are specialists, but we are generalists. They rely on rigid plans. Humans rely on thought, creativity, and courage. That is why we won today, and why they cannot conceive our firepower." Elena nodded. "And they will remember it. Humanity fights with more than weapons. We fight with intelligence, unity, and willpower. That is a lesson no enemy will ever forget." The alien fleet retreated beyond the outer planets, their pride shattered, their strategy defeated. Humanity had not only survived but had demonstrated a level of power and ingenuity beyond the alien imagination. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a warning to any who would dare attack. On Earth, celebrations erupted, but Elena reminded her team to remain vigilant. "We have won this battle," she said. "But the war may not be over. We must continue to advance, to innovate, and to prepare. The universe is vast, and we are not alone. But today we have shown that humanity is unstoppable when united, clever and determined." Across the globe, people reflected on the incredible resilience and bravery shown by soldiers, engineers, scientists, and civilians alike. Humanity had faced annihilation and had turned it into a demonstration of power, courage, and ingenuity. Captain Liu walked among the returning pilots, sharing quiet words of encouragement. "They thought us weak. They thought us predictable. We have proven them wrong. Humanity is stronger than any weapon they could imagine." Elena oversaw the repairs to the orbital defense network. Satellites, railguns, and stealth drones were being upgraded with knowledge captured from the alien technology. Humanity was no longer just reacting. They were preparing for the future, ensuring that if the aliens returned, Earth would be ready. Dr. Patel spoke quietly to Elena. "We've learned more about them than they will ever understand about us. Their technology is formidable, but their strategy relies on assumptions. Humans do not follow assumptions. That is why we are dangerous." Elena smiled grimly. "Then let's ensure they never underestimate us again. Earth will be ready for anything." The stars above, once silent observers, now bore witness to a new reality. Earth had survived attacks that should have ended civilizations. Humanity had defended itself, adapted, and struck back with a force that no enemy could have predicted. The universe had learned a powerful lesson. Humans were not to be trifled with. In the command room, Elena gave her final broadcast. "They attacked first," she said, voice clear and strong. "Thinking Earth was weak. We answered with firepower, courage, and intelligence beyond their comprehension. Let this be a warning to any who dare threaten our planet. Humanity does not surrender. Humanity adapts. Humanity fights. And humanity will prevail." The message spread across the stars, reaching the remnants of the alien fleet. They had underestimated a species that could survive annihilation, learn from it, and strike back with precision, intelligence, and creativity. Humanity had proven that survival was not enough. They could dominate the battlefield with ingenuity and courage. Elena watched the stars through the viewport. "We have won today," she whispered. "But the universe is vast. We will continue to grow, continue to learn, and continue to protect our home. Let them come. Earth is ready." And somewhere far away, the aliens, defeated but not yet destroyed, realized the terrifying truth. Humans were not just another species. Humans were unpredictable, adaptive, and relentless. Their firepower was more than weapons. It was strategy, creativity, and unbreakable will. Earth had survived. Humanity had triumphed. And the stars would remember the day humans answered fire, with ingenuity, courage, and power beyond imagination. The war might continue, but the message was clear. Humanity had awakened, and no force in the universe would ever forget it.